And as you probably all already know, I'm stepping down as Thought Admiral as of right now, and passing it on to now Thought Admiral Qob. You can clap.
Now, I'm totally surprised by this, so I've only prepared short remarks.
Yeah, right. You didn't know that any of this was coming, right?
Yes, and unaccustomed as I am to public speaking. When I took command of the whole terror fleet last century, oh my God, that sounds ancient.
Now that I'm not in charge, I can take this off.
Yes, you can. But
Step back and
Literally
have all
been
the glory.
strangling.
Come on, down the stage.
Yeah.
sit down.
All right. Yes, boss.
Yeah, but I took charge of the cold terror fleet last century, or maybe the century before. I put out a vision statement, and in it I said there was a civil war in KAG at that time. The East and the West, and it was against the Central, and the Central was against, and Demon Fleet was were having problems, and it really kind of looked like KAG was going to fall apart. And I put out a statement. I said that every KAG member is my brother. Every KAG member is a family member, my brother or my sister, and every Klingon is my kin. And I still believe that, even more so. This summer, Chris and I, John Halverson and I, under the direction of Quecor, started negotiations with Canada, with KAG Canada. And the process bore fruit. It wasn't precisely the fruit we envisioned. It was something even better. When I was a new KAGster, we suffered losses. I suspect the leadership of KAG at the time could have been better. I also think those who were impatient and wanted what they wanted immediately could have been more patient. At that time, several groups split off from KAG. Many of you know their stories better than I do. But as I mentioned, we opened dialogue with one of the groups, KAG Canada, this summer. We had good discussions that did not bear the results we wanted. KAG Canada walked away from the talks. And my thing went blank. KAG Canada walked away from the talks, but the friends Chris and I made realized that KAG was not an evil supervillain that a lot of people portray us as. And they became the moving force for KAG's newest fleet, the Rising Sun Fleet and the Northern Storm.
Yes.
And I'm happy to call Paul Carew and John Gannon as my newest old friends. I think this is the first of the reconciliation, and I'll be working open dialogue with anyone who wants to play with us and become a greater group of warriors. And I think one of the important things, and now as Chris Quecor was saying, we now have 3 really wonderfully active fleets in Canada, which is, if you understand Canada, that is really kind of tough because
Canada has a whole lot of geography to it.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to maintain.
But one of the things I was really happy to see when I came here, and it's a bugaboo I have, is that I think we have enough 60-year-olds in KAG. I think we need more 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy to see we actually have some. Yay! Yay, 20-year-olds. So we have to keep working, and the thing we have to do is we can't keep doing things the way we used to do them. We have to find new and more interesting ways for young people to get involved and to do stuff. Because, and the other thing too is we can't sit on our past achievements just because, oh yeah, we've been a ship in KAG for 20 years, and boy, we did all kinds of stuff. I remember back in '99 we did this, and we did this other thing in 2002. What have you done the last 5 years? What are you doing now? We got to do stuff now. Flip Wilson, I think he used to be a gospel preacher. He was a minister of the church of what's happening now. And we got to be a now happening group. And if we can do that, then we can grow, then we can keep relevant. And I was talking to somebody about a convention we have in Minneapolis, which has a reputation of being an old people's convention. And I said, the theme next year is stay off my lawn. So we don't want to be a stay off your lawn club.
Although that does sound kind of Klingon.
It does, it does. But yeah, and I think it's really important that another thing about renewing and getting younger is the fact that the people that other clubs might have hated in KAG are not here anymore, and they're not in charge anymore. We need to keep lines of communication open with everybody, even people that don't like us.
I can personally say that one of the people in KAG Canada hate the most isn't in charge of KAG anymore.
Well, KAG Canada is gone. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I was also telling Mark that you don't have to fight your enemies, because half the time, 3/4 of the time, your enemies will defeat themselves. So, because because the thing about KAG, and the best thing about KAG is that we are an inclusive group that wants to have fun, is not interested in individual glory. And the clubs that fail are the ones where if you fall out of line, if you're doing stuff that the chancellor doesn't like, you're in big trouble. Here, if you do something that I don't like or I'm not in favor of, I'll talk to you. You tell me what, and at the end, at the very worst, I'll say, you know, I don't think that's a good idea, but if it works for you, go for it. But we'll go from there. But I thought that I wanted to make a couple remarks, and I think we're done. We can party on here now.